Hello humans, I'm Emily and welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing another reaction on a team Zoom call. But before we go ahead and get into that, I have some exciting things to show you. First of all, don't look at my nails because they look absolutely disgusting and I'm getting them done in a couple days. So let's disregard that. But to focus on the more prettier thing in the room, yeah, I have some flowers from Rose Forever. So basically I got sent an email. They were like, hey, you want to be a brand ambassador? We'll send you some flowers, show them on your channel. So that is what I'm doing. And if there's one thing you need to know about me, I love flowers, okay? I will literally tell any guy, Emily's sad, get her flowers. Piss Emily off, get her flowers. For no reason at all, just get Emily flowers. I love flowers, okay? So I was like, absolutely, send them. I would love to promote them. Rose Forever is a company based out of New York, and they specialize in long-lasting roses that come in increments of 9, 16, and 36. They use 100% natural fresh flowers, and they use a long-lasting oil. That way your roses last super long. Yeah, no, I was looking on their website and just seeing all these roses, and I was like, okay, do I want the white, the red, the pink, the blue? And they even have super cool like gold and silver ones, which I almost opted for that, but I went with the classic white here and I do not regret my decision. If you guys want to go ahead and get whoever in your life some flowers, I have a special code which is Emily15. You get $15 off your flower arrangement. Christmas is coming, Valentine's Day isn't too far away, so I think you should just go ahead and get, or fuck it, even just get yourself some flowers. But yeah guys, I was super happy with how my flowers turned out. They're beautiful. I leave them sitting on my work desk and it just brightens my day just a little bit. I just want to say thank you to Rose Forever for reaching out and sending me those. They are very much so appreciated. But alright, now on to the team call. We are doing one on called Handling Objections. I watched it and I was like, alright, this is definitely a good one I want to share here on my channel. But alright guys, you know the drill. Give this video a big ol' thumbs up if you enjoy it. Subscribe to me here on my channel. I'd very much so appreciate it. And follow me over on my socials at Emily J. Fine if you want to go and stalk me just a little bit more. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get right on into the video.
Okay, handling objections. This is something this month I have been struggling, and I will be the first person to be transparent with you that I have been struggling. Like, I literally just hit Success Club yesterday, thankfully. And I've been inviting, I've been following my tracker, I've been doing all that. And I'm like, what the heck? And I've found that I've had a lot of objections this month. So I did some research and I kind of took what I say, and you guys, this is where you can chime in. So if any of you guys have anything to add to this, please do. Because I might even go into like edit mode and literally type on there like what we're talking about so that I can put this in the Google Drive for the team and people can look at it. But number one, it is too expensive. I gotta move you humans to the bottom or something. There we go. Does it move you guys on your screen too? No, okay. Just wondering. So it is too expensive. So I'm sure you guys get this a lot, and Angie and I have had thousands of conversations on this, right? Because people will be like, it's too expensive, but then you see them out at the bar or going to McDonald's every day or getting their Caribou in Starbucks every day, and you just wish that you could be like, let me help you. Help me, help me. Help me, help you, help me, right? And so like one thing I try to talk about is there's tons of options we can pick from to fit in your budget, right? I talk to a lot of girls who are college kids, a lot of people who maybe are on tight budgets. I think of moms, right? Like how many people had a baby and they're like, all my money is wrapped up in like buying these diapers and wipes and stuff for my child.
Okay, but I just want to point out what's wrong with that. What's wrong with being tied up and wanting to financially support your child? I feel like that's not even an excuse. That's just what it is.
I talk about our best package is the challenge pack, which is $160 for the total solution. But if money is tight, like if I'm already getting vibes that money is something that's an issue, I say like, if money is tight, we can look at packages with just the workouts. Because to me, right, it's better for me to get someone signed up with even just a 3-month package than it is to lose a client altogether just because I want them to do a challenge pack so I get Success Club points. Because at the end of the day, we're not going to be able to get everyone, but I don't want to lose someone just because I didn't give them that option.
Okay, but I feel like just signing up for the workouts is such a big ripoff, because at the end of the day, you can find any sort of free workout plan on the internet, on YouTube. It's all there, free to utilize. So I don't know how they're selling people with just signing up for workouts, but that's beyond me.
The other thing is breaking down the cost. So I have done this, especially when we talked about MBF. I think actually on that graphic, what I like is that it says like how much each individual thing is. So then you can say like Shakeology is usually $130 on its own. So right there, you're already doing most of your cost. And then a BOD group or a BOD membership is $99, right? So now you're already up to $230. And then your BOD rope, your nutrition programs. And I kind of like break it down on all the stuff they're getting. And then it's really hard for them to be like, oh wait, like I can't afford that, right? When you get all that goodness, it's hard for them to say no. And then compare the cost to a gym membership. So I've talked about that before, right? Because people will be like, well, I have a gym membership here, or I don't know, we're like, well, maybe I'll just go to the gym. And it's, again, a lot of people do not understand, if we've never talked to them about the price of it, people think that Beachbody is hundreds of dollars a month. Like a lot of people will think the $160 is all the time. And so I've compared it. I think I'm going to do that with the Healthy for the Holidays, because a lot of people, right, coming to January, a lot of people get gym memberships. A lot of people are looking for that change. And I want them to know it's a heck of a lot cheaper to do it at home than it is to drive to a gym every day and pay I know people who are paying $60 a month to go to the gym. Like and they could use it one time or they could use it 100 times.
Yes, gym memberships can be very pricey, but I feel like those are the ones that are like at athletic clubs, where you're paying more for the experience as well, because usually they have like the pool, basketball court, tennis court, stuff like that. So yes, you're going to pay extra. But just for a basic ass gym membership, you really shouldn't be paying any more than $30 a month.
Anyone have anything to add on it's too expensive? Okay. The next one I have is I don't have time. I get this one a lot. Like college kids are like, well, I'm so busy. Or like moms, right? Anyone is like, I don't have time to work out. Like it's just not something in my schedule. And relate to that. We in this group here can all relate to not having time. And so it's really hard. I am someone who I think like, well, I can do it and I have all these things on my plate. Why can't you? But I realize people function at different levels of stress. And so I just try to relate it to them, right? I totally get it. I felt the same thing. I felt like there was no way I had time to work out, but I did Morning Meltdown 100, which is only 20 minutes. Do you know that our workouts, some of them are only 20 minutes? Or I say, do you think you could fit in a 30-minute workout each day? And a lot of people realize like, oh yeah, like I probably could, right? A lot of people say they don't have time. And then you ask them when they wake up in the morning and they're like, well, I wake up at 8 o'clock. And we all know people have the capability to wake up before 8 a.m. Like some of us are literally up for 4 hours before 8 a.m., right? Like we could have half our workday in by 4 a.m. or 8 a.m.
And so this is kind of where I meet in the middle. I think everybody prioritizes things very differently. Some people might just want that extra sleep in the morning. That's how they function, how they get through the day. And I think that's something you shouldn't down somebody on and make them feel bad about if that's their priority. Getting those few extra hours of sleep in the morning before they go to school, work, whatever, that's fine. I don't foresee that to be a big deal for something to make a fuss about. That is their life. That is what they're choosing to do. If they wanted to make Beachbody a fucking priority, they would sign up and wake up a few hours earlier if that's what it took. But they clearly don't want to do that. So there you go.
So the other thing I've talked about is like our workouts are designed to be quick and dirty. They're not meant to be drug out. They're not meant to be hours. They are meant for you to get in. They're intense so that you get your work done in that time and then you're done. I've also told them like the shorter a workout is, the more work it's going to be. Like, not work in a bad way, but like, right, Morning Meltdown 100, T20, those programs are a heck of a lot more intense than like 80-day obsession where you're working out for 45 minutes and you have more breaks, or like Lift 4, I feel like is kind of like you work, but you have a lot more breaks and stuff like that. Oh, look at that naked baby. Oh, so cute. And so that's when I just try to mention like 20-minute programs, because a lot of people think you have to work out for like 5 hours to get results, which isn't true. It's not the right time. And so this actually is not my wording. I found this as I was kind of just trying to take information in on objections, and I really liked how it was phrased. Like, I understand it being the right time, it not being the right time for you now. The thing is, if it is something you'd really like to do, then sometimes you got to make the time the right time. You know, no pressure. I'm going to be here. So when the timing is right for you, let me know. And I would love to help you. Let me know if there's anything I can do to help figure out a way to make this work right now. That is, if you're ready, because a lot of people, and I get people all the time, well, now's not a good time, you know, or like, my life's too busy right now. But I don't think they realize, like, if it's something important to you, you're going to make a way for it to work. And so I just think that I really like with any of the objections, I like that they acknowledge the objection, they talk about it, but then they also throw in there like, no pressure, I'm gonna be here, but I want to make this work for you.
And this is where I feel like it gets super predatory in these MLMs. Somebody says, okay, it's not the right time for me. They try to just kind of pick apart you and, okay, so is this really an excuse, or are you telling the truth about this? It's like, why the fuck does it matter? Why the fuck does it matter whether I say something is good for me right now or not? Why does that matter to you? You were just trying to make that profit off of me. Quite frankly, they don't know you personally, so it's not like they really care about you and your health and whether you're on the right track or not. Why does it matter?
And I kind of use this wording. I have a girl who's thinking about coaching, but she's on the fence. She started a new job, like kind of in a transition, and says, you know, like, I don't know if now's the right time and I can handle it. Like, kind of the same thing. Like, if it is what it is, like, if this is what you want to do, you will make time for it. Okay. But I like, you know, what can I do to help you make it work? Right. Because maybe, again, the time thing, some people say, you know, well, now's not the right time, I'm super busy. Well, maybe you come to find out they watch 3 episodes of Netflix a day and they consider that busy, right? Like, we all know the people who say they are super busy and then they binge watch Netflix.
Again, who cares? Some people might only have that hour and a half to watch a couple episodes of their favorite show a day. That's how they unwind. That's what gets them through the day. I don't think you need to put people down for that. Who cares? It's not your business. It's not your right to sit and pick apart somebody's life and figure out whether it's okay or not okay for their excuse to be that. I don't understand.
Hours, and you're like, well, priorities. Okay.
Can I add something, Brianna?
Yes, I love it.
So I was listening to a podcast and this whole deal, like, on objections one time, and I thought there was something really interesting that they talked about. Can you hear me normally?
Yes.
Okay. He was talking about how, like, I think all this is great, and I really like how you like they acknowledge it, like you said. But one thing with objections that I've been trying to do is, like, okay, without being weird, be like, you know, tell me more about that, or like, oh, like, what makes, like, your life so busy, without sounding weird or mean, you know, because you could be like, I feel like you could be like, well, what makes your life busier than anyone else's? And I'm not trying to do that, but, like, help them think about it more to keep the conversation going, because it's really easy to just get shut down. I feel like I've listened to different things about objections, and it's like, okay, that's great, those are things to say, but a lot of times they're just like, no, I don't have time, and like that, you're all gone. But I feel like if you throw it back on them and you're like, okay, well, like, why don't you have time, or what's going on in your life, you know?
I have so much to say on that. First of all, not your fucking place to sit and question me or you or whoever on what is my excuse in your eyes. Not your place. You're not my damn therapist. You're not my damn mom. You're not my damn boy. Like, no, you have literally no say or right to sit and question me on something that I feel like is a valid excuse in my eyes to me as to why I don't want to do something or can't do something. Just no, sorry, no. That right there is why they get the bad name that they do, why people get such a bad taste in their damn mouths from these MLM Huns is shit like that. I just personally could not imagine doing that to somebody that I didn't even know or was trying to get to know or trying to make a sale off of. So if I were to say, oh, like, this is why I'm busy or this and that, this is why I can't do this, just to sit and question them and saying, oh, what makes your life so busy? Fuck that.
Especially for that, like, explain to me, like, what is using your time, or like, how do you spend your time, you know? And then you can have the conversation of like, so if you were to pick one thing to take out of your life, what would you take out, right? Because some people might be like, well, I wouldn't do this or I wouldn't do that, right? And maybe they don't have time, but you find out, yeah, that you could wake up earlier, you could help them find a pocket they didn't realize was there. And so I like that. Okay. This is one, okay, sorry, I gotta make you little, so that we can see you all. This is something I'm sure you guys have got a ton, right? Shakeology is too expensive. So it's really hard, and that's why I put, like, to sum this all up, is like, for the best results, right? The total solution is with Shakeology. And so I have had a lot of my clients get really mad because they're not getting the results they want. But the hard part about that is half of it is because they refuse to use Shakeology because it's too expensive and they think it's just a protein shake, right? But you realize it's a lot more than a protein. You realize it replaces a meal. It has more nutrients. And Angie and I have talked about this analogy a lot too. I thought Shakeology was too expensive. And then I looked at the amount of money I spent on fast food, and I was literally, Shane and I think, were spending like $400 a month on fast food. Like, no joke, super expensive amount of money, super stupid amount of money on fast food. And so I like how it says, like, honestly, I couldn't afford to not drink this if I wanted to reach my goals, because too often than not, people are wondering like why they're not getting the results they want, but they're not doing the programs designed the way. So like, for the best results, we encourage you to use the workouts, drink the Shakeology, and follow the meal plans, right?
Okay, so I just feel like this is one of those things that is really out of line in the sense of saying whether Shakeology is too expensive or not expensive at all for somebody when they're telling you it's expensive and they can't afford it, and just trying to justify that. I don't like that. I think that's super cringy, very toxic, very predatory, very, very predatory. So somebody can't afford something, they can't afford it. I don't know how you can justify that for them other than buying the fucking shit for them.
And I get it's expensive, but I have been trying to tell people like, well, write down your grocery bill, you know, or write down this and see where can you replace that. Okay. I'm breastfeeding or I'm pregnant. These are two things I've gotten. And I always preface with talk to your doctor, right? Always talk to your doctor. And I've had a lot of people who have told me like, I'm really glad you said that, because I've never had someone tell me to talk to my doctor before. They've just told me like, well, it's safe, don't worry. And so they're like, actually, you telling me to talk to my doctor made me trust you more, because you weren't trying to pull a fast one over me. Like, you legit were looking out for me. And so I always say, well, always consult with your doctor, because they're going to know what's best for you and your baby. But I have many challengers who use our products while pregnant and nursing. So I tell them to talk to their doctor before I sign them up. But I want them to also take comfort bringing it to their doctor, knowing that like, I have had coaches who have used it. I've had challengers who used it, and I've never had like, even Energize, doctors have said are healthy. And now maybe it just depends on your doctor and if your doctor trusts it or not. But Jess, do you have any input on that? I don't know, because I don't know if you used products when you were pregnant at all, or if Mackenzie used any products when they were pregnant.
I I did use the Energize. I didn't drink Shakeology at the time. I used the Energize. I would be very interested to know if you did, Mackenzie, because I did, and I never checked with my doctor, but I needed it to survive working at the feedlot and early night, mornings, and late nights. So
I don't really know what Energize is, if I'm being honest, but just going by the name, I'm going to assume it's some caffeinated beverage. And if I know anything about being pregnant, I know that you're really not supposed to have a bunch of caffeine. Never been pregnant. I mean, I can't say from experience, but just from friends that have been pregnant, it's not something you're just supposed to be downing. So definitely consult your doctor, but I feel like she shouldn't have said that, just because you should definitely probably go ahead and talk to your doctor about stuff like that.
I did as well, but I never checked with my doctor either because there's not that much caffeine in Energize. And so
it's natural. I wasn't worried about it. My next pregnancy, I probably will ask just because, but yeah.
And I know it all depends on your doctor and how familiar they are with with Shakeology and stuff, because I know girls who have checked with their doctors who tell them if they keep drinking their Shakeology every day, like they don't have to take a prenatal vitamin.
Mm-hmm. I've been told that too.
Shakeology replaces that. But then I have some people that their doctors don't want them to drink it. So it depends on your doctor.
And I honestly feel like those are probably the ones that don't really even take the time to look at it. They're just like, oh, it's a protein shake, and don't really want you to drink it. Because that is another thing, with the objections, I think, for cost too. It's do you know how many vitamins are in it? That you can talk to them about, I don't even take vitamins right now. I probably should, but I don't.
Well, vitamins are expensive, because when I tried to adult and take vitamins, I was spending a lot of money. I mean, Angie, you take vitamins every day, don't you? And they're expensive. I mean,
yep.
Yes, I only take certain ones. I take coconut oil because it's helped me since I've had mono, and then I just take vitamin C because vitamin C is really good for your immunity, and I'll probably take vitamin D because we don't get much sunlight. I don't know. They're not terrible, but I don't know. For me, I'm it's definitely worth the health. But I think the Shakeology helps too, 100%. They're
saying, hey, take Shakeology, but try and opt out for vitamins because those are too expensive. What the fuck? All right, guys, that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. Again, just another really stupid and silly reaction video. I can't believe half the shit that they say, but they never fail to surprise. On a more serious note, please go check out Rose Forever. The flowers that they arrange and send out are just so, so beautiful. Go and pick out something you'd like, whether that's for a significant other, family, friend, for yourself. I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye.